all the stereotypes and stuff. And also it being a mixed gender sport, and being male dominated, that's why many females are not in Formula One. And I think my confidence and belief in myself is going to make me be there one day.
And did you watch the last race of the season? Max Verstappen versus Lando Norris versus Oscar Piastri. So
Yeah.
Norris winning it, like, is it sort of an inspiration because the kind of fight and the vigor that he showed throughout the season, although Max was really close, but the 2 points made a huge difference. So how do you see this win, in your opinion, and how inspired are you to see someone coming, fighting against all odds and coming out on the top?
I think Lando did a pretty good job because last year he lost, and um, and I think he knew how to fight a title this time. And Max, I think this time he made like a very good comeback because he was like 100 points behind, with just a few rounds to go. And then people are saying he might have made the biggest comeback for a championship ever. So I don't know. I kind of believe that though, because being 100 points back and being in contention for the win and only being 2 points off from winning the championship, it's pretty good.
There was one race where from the pit lane he started and then finished on the podium. So that
Yeah,
has
and
to,
Brazil.
yeah. So you are the first Indian to be supported by the F1 Academy as well. And if you could talk about the nature of the relationship and how has it benefited you, overall in your skill enhancement, and how has been the journey so far with them?
I think the journey with them has been a long season, to be honest. They've really given me loads and loads of support throughout this year, and especially in the Champions of the Future Academy. Um, and they give me financial support as well as help and encouragement and support on track. So both of those factors have been like it's really impressive, honestly, because I think this is honestly the second year of doing this, and it's going very good from my perspective.
And Atika, there was one recent podcast where you said that you are mainly considering to race with male drivers in the karting arena because they bully you and you bully them back. So, could you also give some 2 or 3 examples of that scenario? What actually happens and how are you? You already have talked about that this is a very male dominated sport. So, how do you give it back to them, and what goes through your mind when something sort of this happens on the track?
Well, basically, I'm one of the only few girls on the track, and all the boys are there, and obviously, they don't like getting beaten by a girl, so they obviously bully me a lot. But on the track, but then I always bully them back, and what goes through my mind is that um, just try and learn from what I could from the session, and the rest automatically finds its place.
So, like, do they like uh, intentionally steer hard towards you, or like do stop brake checks on the tracks? What is the scenario like? What do they actually do?
Well, sometimes they turn on me. Sometimes they brake check me, which is normal for everyone, I guess, nowadays, because there's no penalty in karting for a brake check, and I think there should be. But sometimes they also hit me, but I think I learned how to deal with it over time.
You have become a professional in dealing with such people.
Yeah.
So talking about your father, also, it's the racing that you have inherited, this gene, it runs in your family. Your father was also a former national karting champ and Formula Asia vice champion as well. And was he the main reason behind you taking a motorsport so early in your life, or also have other role models? Growing up, everyone has that one role model. Start it it can start from anywhere. Like it can be your father, it can be a Lewis Hamilton for you, or it can be someone like Fernando Alonso, or for that matter, Narayan Karthikeyan here from India. So who did you like see up growing? Was it mainly your father, or was it someone else as well?
I think it was mainly my father when I was small because I didn't really know about Formula One and stuff until like 2021. And I think the first race I actually watched on TV was the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2021, and I remember seeing that overtake, and it was so good, and it's still in my mind. So I really get motivated by that, and I don't think like I didn't start because of my dad, and like there was no such thing as like having a dream to Formula One because it wasn't accomplished in the 1900s. But yeah, I think I just started by myself, and I had like no one told me to start basically, and only in 2021 did I have two role models, which were Max Verstappen and my dad.
So you follow Max Verstappen. So what is that one particular quality that you like about Max, and like what do you want to say? What do you have learned from him? Like 3 4 years now, he has dominated the F1 arena after that famous overtake that you already mentioned about. I'm personally also a very big Max Verstappen supporter. Like I would like to tell you, but I want to know from you what is that one quality that attracts you the most to Max, and also what do you want to, if you get a chance to meet him, what do you want to tell him?
So basically, I really like his aggression and ability to drive with the car, even if it's not like top one pace. Because he's gotten loads of poles, and he's basically been a great like person in this season when the car wasn't good. Um, and what was your other question?
What would you like to tell him if you meet him in real life, and or like what will be your first reaction to it? You go looking Max Verstappen right eye to eye, and just in standing in front, and will you be like left awestruck?
Well, I think a little because they're meeting one of the best drivers in Formula One. But also I think like I would ask him, how was it like to sit in a Formula One car for the first time? And how many years do you think it would take to reach Formula One? And also, does it really feel fast when you drive in a Formula One car? Because they're going actually really fast.
Uh, Anything else would you like to say to him, like about his rivalries over the years? Like you have already mentioned that you want to dominate the sport, and you have been dealing with it very prominently about the dominance that happens around you and unnecessary attention that you get. But what, like, will you say something to him about that as well?
Um, Well, yeah, I could ask him that, like, how did you win the 2021 Abu Dhabi and the championship? And also, how was the 2024 season and this season?
This season would go in history. But talking about you, coming back to you now, uh, multiple karting championships around the world this season, and you like you with your talks, you are give a sense of maturity at such a young age. But how do you rate your performances this season on the track? You're pretty young to tell that, but what has been your overall assessment, and what has been your dad's review as well on the on your performance?
Well, I think since it was my actually first season competitively competing in Europe, I think it's gone pretty well because in the RMC Euro Trophy and Rotax is my favorite category. Um, I I finished in the top nine and on a very competitive grid. Um, and also all my performances on that championship have been great. I did the top nine finish in the wet. which I was kind of learning how to drive on. Um, like I think I got it in May or June or something. And then yeah, so I was not really experienced in the rain that much, but now I think obviously I've gone on to maybe all of the tracks in Europe, just I think Cremona I've not gone on, but um they've really taught me loads of stuff, the tracks, the people who I've driven with. Because I think like the people who are really your like they just target you. I think you learn the most from them than you do with anyone else because they really teach you stuff, but obviously you don't like it. But it's the reality, you know? So yeah, I had that a few times and I think I dealt with it pretty well.
So this brings me to another question, around this, that is it really tough for the women going forward in this sport? Like, what have you felt so far? Like, you're still pretty, as I mentioned, that you're still pretty young, but still, what has been your assessment? Like, is it really tougher for women to survive in this sport?
Well, I mean, like for the first 1.5 years, really it is because no one knows you and they just expect you to be one of those random girls that's driving for fun. Um, but like I think now, like when I started, my reputation wasn't the best, but now I think it's getting better because of my speed and like my determination to win, and also like um I think it's possible to survive in the sport, like, but you just need to be told good enough because you need to have speed in the racing. Um, and I think women are pretty good with the speed and the smartness, but I think they just need a bit more aggression.
Aggression is the key, according to you, then?
Well, yeah, it kind of is, but I think smartness is needed more because aggression is just overtaking and defending, and like it's just those two main qualities. And I think smartness is when you have to overtake, when you have to defend, and when you have to push. So I think there's more qualities in the smartness than the aggression. So I would say smartness is the key.
That's great. But like now coming to the end, what are your goals for the next season? And maybe one day coming back to India to race at the BIC? Is that also part of plan if we get the chance to host another season of like another race of in one of the seasons here in India?
Well, I don't really know what the BIC is, but it sounds pretty interesting. And I think yeah, I might as well do some races in India, probably in the Minimax. And yeah, I've been to India in August, but I didn't really drive anywhere. I just went there to see my friends and stuff. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the BIC thing, and probably driving on it too. And also, my goals for the next season are to do like the best I can, even if it's not a win. I just try my best. I need to be hardworking and even more dedicated to win. And you also need the discipline because you really need to be mentally strong and physically fit to to drive in like higher level cars.
So like what will you do for that?
Just train more and yeah, just train more and eat healthy food.
That's a great choice.